how movement works in general. Being able to run in the overworld and even moving diagonally cuts out much of the movement that took up time in the previous releases. The strategies end up being similar to the release of the game, with the run being the focus of any buffs. However, levels become very important in the run, as the Chaos fight is highly unpredictable and needs to be finished in as little turns as possible. Kind of like many previous entries in the series, this means that every encounter that the runner gets into, they need to fight instead of simply running away. The current fastest time is actually by Thunderclaw, who exceeded 1 hour.
I couldn't find a reference to House Greymere, but I did find mention of an Elven House Grey that existed during the Age of Wonders.
The most popular category, 8% glitchless, only has just under 25 runners, with only 3 runners having a sub-2-hour run. With more grinding in the game, times can easily go down into the sub-1 hour.
The Mother's strength flows through me.
When the last version speedrun out of the way, I'm sure you're just as surprised as I am at how different and amazing each of these
One educated strike is all it takes. Oh, thanks for the attention, darling.
To get through each of these games. Well, that's what I would say if we were actually done with the video. You see, I actually lied to every single one of you. There's one more version of Final Fantasy 1 we haven't even looked at. Though this isn't the full release of the game, Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins demo, has seen its fair share of speedrunners take a crack at it. The fastest run clocks in just under 4 minutes.
One educated strike.
This one's mine.
Take out the 2
Thanks.
There's not much in the way of strategy besides thinking about the whole and avoiding it as possible. In fights, runners just ask to reinforce. In mighty strikes,
My thanks, dear friends.
Masters of Final Fantasy 1 that people have taken the time to absolutely great. Which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. Stay hydrated, folks, and thanks for watching.
My thanks, dear friends. This one's mine. Guide my hand, powers of the heavens. My thanks, dear friends. This one's mine. Thank you. We have been blessed this day.
It should be around here.
All this fuss. Attention, darling.
We leave the rest to you,
Lore.
The spinner up ahead looks different than the others.
Greetings,
In my homeland, not so many the dead.
Very well.
What if I need to map out this entire place first?
Oh no.
I'll fucking do it. Because that tile I just walked to with the door, that's the tile with the dialogue that I interrupted.
Oh no.
Before this video begins, I just wanted to quickly thank you guys for checking out my last video.
Maybe Manual of the Soul is what I wanted to get.
Likes, everybody who subscribed, especially all the people who commented on it. I got so much positive and constructive feedback. So many people sharing on these stories of their own playthrough. I read every single one of those comments. Let me tell you, just seeing those pop up on my phone over the course of the past 2 weeks has just been a massive serotonin boost to my brain. So I don't know what else to say.
Let me just try this again. Ah, you can't speed up battles. Alright, let me try resetting the map maybe. If she still doesn't talk, I'm going to simply give up. Whatever she has to say is lost media now.
House Grey trained human slaves to become Stormseekers. The greatest of them became Inquisitors and hunted down magic users.
Still nothing. Alright, yep, it's lost media now.
Minecraft Story Mode. This guy's face really says it all. So a few years after the initial release of Minecraft, they started making side games, with Minecraft Story Mode being the first. The most popular, judging by the poll that I put out a while back. For me, I never played this game before. I mean, what kind of person would I be if I played Minecraft Story Mode before the main game? A fucking psycho. However, I played a couple of games developed by Telltale Games before, so I had a good idea of what I was getting myself into. I played The Walking Dead in the first 2 chapters of Wolf Among Us, so I think it's pretty safe to say I'm an expert on this genre and my word should be taken as gospel. Before I ruin whatever good relationship I have with the Minecraft fanbase, let's talk about how this game sort of manifested itself out of the ether. Around the early 2010s, there was a newfound interest in these narrative adventure style games that seemed to be taking a lot of influence from the point-and-click style adventure games of the 90s. Monkey Islands, Myst, Sam & Max's led the charge at the time for games to be a lot more narratively focused, with the gameplay taking a backseat in favor of light puzzle solving in order to experience the next piece of the story. Two studios were really responsible for the updated take on this formula: Quantic Dream with the likes of Fahrenheit, Beyond Two Souls, and of course Heavy Rain. And the studio will be focusing on today, Telltale Games, with their works on Back to the Future, The Walking Dead, and The Wolf Among Us. See, while Quantic was more interested in creating their own IPs, Telltale was often using licensed materials to craft their works. They would go on to release another Walking Dead game and an adaptation of Game of Thrones, before finally making their jump to using another video game property with Tales of Borderlands. It was during this time that the idea of doing more with video game worlds came about. The game at the top of their list? Minecraft, which is a bit of an interesting idea, seeing as how there was technically no story in Minecraft, or characters, or even any guaranteed events in general, really. This apparently excited Telltale with how open this prospect was, and they could do essentially whatever they wanted to with this world. Telltale knew that fan-generated content was huge for Minecraft at the time, and drew inspiration from that, plus things that happened within their own private server while they were playing. Unlike a lot of their contemporary work, Telltale really went back to their point-and-click roots with this one, given the family-friendly nature of the IP. All the dark themes of sex, violence, and substance abuse were replaced with jokes and characters that would be out of place in the early morning Nickelodeon cartoon. The game was officially shown off at Minecon 2015, where it was revealed to be releasing in episodic fashion, very much like other Telltale games at the time. All of the Minecraft Story Mode episodes were released between October of 2015 and September of 2016. With the collection featuring all the episodes together, releasing to 7th and 8th gen consoles in October.
Thank you for meeting me so deep in this wood. While examining some long-forgotten tomes, I came across a reference to an unnamed forest, simply referred to as the Wilds. It's here that there's a solemn tree, a towering plant with bark touched by the mother herself. The tree is said to weep in her stead, crying from a secret the mother found too sorrowful to bear on her own. I believe I've traced its origin to this station. Come, let us search for the tree none have ever had the heart to find. Life must feed off death, as we all know. Most of our order take great issue with this, especially those exploring the labyrinth, as we have all seen carnage beyond what most can bear. Those who move past this knowledge understand we see such little slices of time. At a glance, we fail to notice all the beauty in this world is sourced from decay. I believe that makes such processes beautiful, sacred even. We should press forward. I can feel the presence of the tree has leached into the flora here. By the network of footprints which led us here, I can tell each creature in the forest at some point in their lives visits this tree. So that is how it must be. Whatever secret the mother left here will never be understood by one being. Perhaps I'm a fool in hoping I could bear its weight alone. Her sorrow is now shared by the forest as a whole, by all that drink from this tree. The legend is most certainly true. It's strange. Why am I consoled by this? That the very force of nature I worship needs to be comforted, in part, by me, just as I need to be comforted by her. Thank you for helping lead me here. You should drink from the tree as well, should you feel a need to.
That was cringe. Oh boy.
Aw, all this fuss over me.
With the December and to the Switch in August of 2017. The game was released on basically everything under the sun, and it was... well, people played it. Kinda. Scores for this one, kind of a pain in the ass given its side range. Most scored in between the high 60s and low 70s, with a few critics graded the overall package in that same range. Nintendo Life gave the collection a 7 and was quoted as saying, in short, Minecraft Story Mode The Complete Adventure is a worthwhile ride, though it is a bit inconsistent in terms of the quality of the episodes. While website Cube3 gave the game a less positive 6 and said, if it was not for the amusement script, well-realized Minecraft setting, likable characters, and moderately engaging storylines, then this would have been an unmitigated disaster, as Telltale continues to take the point-and-click genre in a direction that no point-and-click fan wants. Ouch. Can't say I totally disagree, though. More on that in a minute. I couldn't really find some concrete sales numbers for this one, which is understandable given the episodic nature of the title, as well as being released on nearly everything under the sun, as well as another big event that I'll talk about in a second. But from what I've heard, it's gained underperformed quite a bit. And when it came to accolades, I also couldn't find a whole lot on this one either, outside of a few nominations for the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards, which it lost to Just Dance. Take that. It doesn't end there, however. Minecraft Story Mode also received the second season in 2017, which was received just about as well as the first season. In June of 2018, it was announced that Telltale will be porting their games over to Netflix, with Minecraft Story Mode being the first edition. In late fall of 2018, Telltale revealed their bankruptcy issues, but the studio will be shutting down. This essentially left the skeleton crew to complete the transition to Netflix, and the game being delisted on all storefronts in June of 2019, with each of the episodes no longer being available to download even prior. Like 16 right this game episodes on the Xbox One were priced up to $100 each to quote-unquote mature players. Sure. The deal with Netflix wouldn't last long though, as the game was also released in December of 2022. So with all that being said, this makes Minecraft Story Mode completely unavailable unless you're able to find a physical copy for sale, or find a digital and to scour some local game stores to find this baby right here.
Oh, thanks for the attention, darling.
The fact that someone chewed up his spine, you've got yourself a game that, if I'm going to be fully honest, really wasn't worth the time it took me to find a copy. Alright, so quick synopsis before we get into the meat of this video. Minecraft Story Mode, it's... alright. This game doesn't necessarily do anything super bad. Like, don't get me wrong, some of the writing is
I
great.
forgot to rank up the
Okay, most of the writing is cringe. And the story really isn't all that interesting, and a lot of the characters are pretty lame or annoying. It does have some fun meta ideas for some plot points, but the real sin this game commits is that it's so boring. If this game isn't actively giving me embarrassing dialogue, it's causing my eyes to glaze over because nothing is happening. Telltale games have never been known for their exciting gameplay, but they do occasionally have segments with tension and tension or tough decisions to be made. I did not get that in this game at all, given how low the stakes actually were, and how little my choices ultimately mattered. And the story, well, not bad, it's just a slog to get through because the lack of material spread out over the course of 8 whole episodes, which is the most out of any Telltale
I remember
game.
what I...
I'll get into some more detail
My
as the
god,
video
what's
goes
happening
on.
with me right now?
I'll be very forthcoming with you guys with this one. I think this game is mostly skippable. To some, it's a very fun, nostalgic experience, and hey, you can definitely grow up with worse. I grew up with this. But to me, this game is just sort of okay. It's incredibly inoffensive, very safe, with nothing really doing much to keep you interested outside of a few notable moments. I should also mention that I'm pretty much only going to be focusing on the first season, as well as the DLC content in this episode. I truly could not find a physical version of the second season to take my life, so here we are. We got a lot to cover today, so without further ado, this is my review of Minecraft Story Mode. Let's start this review off with something positive. which is actually the scenery. From my understanding, every single scene in Minecraft Story Mode was actually hand-created in Minecraft before being ported over to Telltale to animate. Meaning pretty much every set that you see the characters run through in this game can be recreated in Minecraft proper.
Wait, what? It's
That's
still
really
just
cool, not only
Orcus
for building
runes?
purposes in my own game, but it's also remarkable on how many different environments Telltale were able to craft given what Minecraft was like.
Buildarians used ethers.
Like, some of the structures they built were massive, and they all did a really great job making you feel like really in these unique locales. I also love all the little nods to Minecraft visuals, like the hearts that appear on screen during the combat segments, the way characters jump up blocks, and the way people blink red when they're damaged, even if it doesn't always consistently happen. What I don't like are the way that these characters look and how they're animated. I'll come out and say it. I think some of the characters in this game are flat out ugly, and they look like bad fan animations. Most of the main characters are okay. Shoot, just look at Axel's stupid fucking unibrow. Or how about this Green Lantern on me? Or God, whenever anybody gives that shit-eating cringe dialogue, it looked like Shaquille O'Neal trying to sell you something.
You can't mess with perfection.
That's where a lot of my issues with animation actually is. These characters, if standing still, look like they could maybe be custom Minecraft skins. But when they move, they have more free animation than anything you can see in a game of Minecraft. They
What
move
the?
their limbs in a way that you never see in the standard game. They blink and have
Why did
multiple
Tower Shell
different
open?
expressions. They have flashy as fuck fight scenes for some reason. But then they also combine that with traditional Minecraft animations, such as mining, building, eating food, or jumping up blocks. What this does is give the game a very inconsistent style of animation between wanting to appeal to Minecraft fans while also being more visually interesting. But given the blocky nature, it still limits how fluid those animations can actually be. Now in a game like Minecraft, where you never see your character and only occasionally see other people, that's fine and it adds to the charm a little bit. In this game, where you're watching it from a third-person perspective, it somehow manages to be both incredibly inconsistent and also uninteresting to look at. Speaking of uninteresting, let's talk about the audio design. Let's start with maybe my least favorite thing, the voice acting. For as star-studded as this cast is, the voice acting is very inconsistent. You have some standout lead performances with Ashley Johnson as Petra and the late Paul Rubens as Ivor, and some decent supporting one-off performances from Matt Mercer, Jim Cummings, Ashley Birch. Hell, they even got angelic to the core Corey Feldman here. I can't believe he wasn't busy. Pretty much everyone else seems to be just wanting to collect a paycheck because there is little to no emotion behind any of these performances. Patton Oswalt, Scott Porter, Brian Posehn, I know these guys are great voice actors. They just sound so bored reading their lines as I was listening to them. Chris. Very, very bored. The audio design isn't all bad, though. For fans of Minecraft, you can definitely be prepared to hear familiar noises from placing blocks, multiple mob noises. But one notable thing missing from this game when it comes to audio is Minecraft's OST. You had one of the best soundtracks in gaming history, and couldn't bring back anything from the next entry of the series. Granted, the soundtrack in this game is actually pretty decent in its own right. Antimo and Wells did a great job, and I think some stuff such as Ivor's theme and Lapis Lazuli really could fit into the Minecraft soundtrack, and no one would bat an eye. But some of the other pieces I don't think mesh nearly as well with the rest of the soundtrack. They're good for background noise, or maybe just for this game, but they aren't exactly something that stands out in my mind. That being said, when you have an OST of over 100 songs, there are bound to be some forgettable pieces, so I think this one gets a pass from me. So as the title of the game, the big appeal behind this one is of course a story. But how do you take a game that's as open-ended as Minecraft and condense that down to a piece of plot? Well, Telltale found a way, or better or worse. The story starts with a flashback to a group of heroes of the Order of the Stone who defeated the Ender Dragon a long time ago. It is implied that these heroes are actually the characters from a player's playthrough of Minecraft, but this game has gone ahead and given them their own personalities. Gabriel the bravado-filled warrior, Soren the leader, Elgard the genius redstone engineer, and Magnus a creeper bound on destruction. In the present day, we meet our main characters, Jesse, a guy with no personality, Olivia, a girl with no personality, and Axel, a guy who has a personality that I wish he didn't have. Also, Jesse's Big Ruben, who serves as comic relief and the gift of the game and Kinsey mascot. They're heading over to a festival called EnderCon in order to win a chance to meet Gabriel from the Order of the Stone. During their time at EnderCon, they meet the Ocelots, a gang that makes Team Rocket look like Yakuza. They are led by a guy named Lucas.
So why don't we just forget about all this and, make this about how cool our builds are?
Lucas is a pussy. Your team decides what to build, and Aiden, the most annoying member of the Ocelots, gets upset and lets out some lava to destroy your build, burning Ruben in the crossfire. Jesse sets out to find Ruben, gets surrounded by mobs, and gets saved by Petra, a local adventurer who I think Jesse may have some eyes for. You better be able to make Minecraft characters fuck in this game. She convinces Jesse to help her sell
Jessie can be a girl.
First, but the deal goes south after this rescue-looking motherfucker from the door scams Petra by getting her lapis lazuli instead of the promised diamonds.
Power shell
Petra
opened
finds a way
again.
to the meeting hall where Gabriel is, and head down to the basement where they find Ivor's secret lair. They found a ton of various things, but the scary thing is Incomplete Wither when they are suddenly ambushed by Ivor, who summons an Iron Golem to attack them. The group runs upstairs, considers going back downstairs to save Lucas since he was left behind, and by consider, I mean I took the thought of helping him and carried out behind him. Explains to Gabriel what is happening, and Ivor summons the Wither with a command block on his chest. It seems that Ivor
What the
was looking
fuck?
to control the Wither and kill it after it was summoned in order to become famous with the Order of the Stone. The plan does not work when the command block stops responding, and the Wither grows in size, becoming the Wither Storm. The group makes an escape before the Wither Storm begins to suck up both Petra and Gabriel. After picking who to save, Gabriel will give the player an amulet and tell them to take it to the Temple of the Order of the Stone to find the other members. After a quick romp through the Nether, we come to the overworld and decide to build a shelter for the night. This gives us plenty of chances to be a dick to Lucas. Oh, what's that, Lucas? You're starving to death in the corner? Too bad, bitch. There's only enough cookies for 4 of us, and the pig is higher up in the pecking order than you. In fact, I think you'd look better outside in the rain. See you later, you fucking loser. Oh, he just comes back in the morning to forgive you no matter what. Okay. Moving on, we eventually get to the top of the temple and are given a choice between traveling with Olivia to find Eldegard or with Axel to find Magnus. Since I'd rather gouge my own ears out with a scalpel than listen to another second of Axel's himbo dialogue, I'm gonna go with Olivia. So we go find Eldegard, help her make the command block, but their storm destroys everything, and we regroup with the rest of the party. This is where we learn about a weapon that Soren has been working on that's even stronger than TNT.
Yeah. Calling on the F-bomb. F-bomb? Yeah. Soren claimed to drop the F-bomb. Could you surely
That means fuck. The group sets out to find Soren in his fortress, where upon arrival, Eldegard and Magnus get into an argument and go their separate ways. Whoever you saved earlier between Petra and Gabriel confides to you that they have a wither sickness and don't know what the long-term effects are. They do this right before Creeper blows up with a path to a secret laboratory where they have another confrontation with Ivor. Ivor makes his escape by hitting the group with the slowness potion, and that's the end of
She is slowly but surely becoming useless.
The group accidentally takes into a massive bomb form. Thanks. Oh, maybe I was wrong about bombs in the Minecraft video. They then find an end portal and take it to where they see Soren moving into his end base. They follow him through an entire area made of wool, sure, and up into a secret lab where we see that he's been studying
I'm just gonna overwrite this.
We don an Enderman disguise.
Kinda stinky, but it fits.
Oh, more than kinda stinky. Sort of silly.
Way to ruin my joke. And then solve a puzzle only to be knocked out by Soren. The Endermen are in a frenzy though, and we leave the base by flooding the whole thing, and what I must assume must be a hurricane-style catastrophe for the Ender people. After riding back to the overworld, the group uses the Primitive Bomb on the Wither Storm, killing the beast for about 5 seconds before it splits apart into 2 identical copies. We keep the scene with a friend that we didn't save earlier, after suffering. Isha. Oh, and what's her elevator? Everyone else escapes on horseback to come up with a new plan. We eventually meet up with Ivor, who tells us we can enchant a weapon at his base in the Farlands in order to destroy the command block.
I guess I'll wait for new equipment before I enchant any further.
As the group travels through Soren's fortress, they find a number of artifacts that the Order of Stone used to have. After seeing an Ender Crystal that was still intact, which Soren claimed to have destroyed them all, we learn the Order's dark secret.
I'm hungry.
Ivor actually used to be the fifth member of the Order. He left them because the command block didn't delete